Hi folks, just continue on from where we were. So if I jump across to my Finder now, here, oops, sorry, I go to week 5, you can see that the site is managed there. I've got the index and the style sheet there. I just made this folder myself with images in it. But if we jump back across the Dreamweaver Autumn tab, we can see that the site is saved in there, Macintosh images, because I just put that in there. But we've also got index and style sheet, which is great. So let's preview our page. Wait, I see an asterisk, so I'm going to save that. Let's just preview our page now. And you can see that it's nice and it's fine, but it's way too thin. So let's work on that. Stylesheet.css. The reason it's probably too thin is because of when this version of Dreamweaver came out, maybe people hadn't figured out a way to maximize the width, or maybe people were using different browsers. So often you'll see the sizes differ. That's not a huge problem. So the first thing we'll do is, let's see, what do we want to change? We want to change the whole document's width. So when I click on the edge there of the whole document, right? So it's going over and just wait it, that's the sidebar. We want the whole thing, that's the header. Let's see if I can get it again. It's a tricky thing to get used to. I'm going to try this one down here. There you go. That's how you select the whole lot. It can be tricky to to choose that sometimes. But as I say, I often use just the code. I look around what I'm going for, and there's my container. So div ID container, you know. So what I would do in that case would probably just select something and then select div container, and then everything is selected. Okay. So what I want to do is increase the width. Let's do that. In the div ID equals container, let's jump across to the style sheet. Container. Hold on now. No, sorry, there we are. Div ID equals container. I don't know why I didn't see that. Width, I'm going to give it 960. Command S, save it. Jump across here and let's preview it in the web browser. Lovely. So you can see it's gone much wider, which is better for me. And we can see that the footer, there's a problem with the footer. The footer is scooped up under these two sidebars. Not a huge problem. Let's fix that. Very easy. Go into a home page, copy that paragraph with the header, press enter, and paste it. And you can see that the reason it's folding, now I've just pressed save, so I copied that paragraph and pasted it again. And if we jump over here and refresh it, this footer jumps down, but basically it's controlled by how much content is in this center one. Okay? Now, we're going to see lots of examples of this in the lesson, right? And what happens is different divs affect each other. That's why it's essential that we started off understanding what divs are and how they work. And we understood, and we're beginning to understand now, how different styles will take precedence over other ones, pushing things and shifting things and rearranging things. So it's important for us to know what's going on. Okay, but I'm going to leave that for now, and you'll see now as I start changing things through the lesson what things affect each other. Okay, so I'm just going to, sorry, my phone's ringing there, I'm going to turn it off. Okay, where was I now? Yeah, in the these templates that you get from Dreamweaver, it's great because they give really, really good explanations of things that are nicely coded out. So for example, look across here, you know, it's commented out, it's good practice to zero the margin and padding of the body element to account for different browser defaults, adding position relative, blah, 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 blah. But what we want to see, you see, this is an old one, so I'm going to get rid of that. But what we want to really do is have a look at some of these things. It's really nice that they have here some of the tips and information that they have here. So have a look at that. But what I'm going to do now is jump across now. What was I going to do? I want to put in a background image. I want to show you a nice trick. So I'm going to put a background image in this header here, right? So I'm going to jump across to Photoshop because that's what I use to do my graphics. I'm not saying that you guys use the same, and I'm not suggesting that. I was just making something here very briefly. I'm not suggesting that you guys know what I'm going to be doing here, but you know, it's still good to know. This is what I aspire to make, something like this, you know, with maybe a logo, I don't know, here. Well, the logo should probably be up here. And let's move these two lines down. These two lines can jump down here, and they'll be the footer. Not the footer, but the menu will go in here, for example, some links. So maybe home, about, contact, that kind of thing, you know. So well, I'm just going to delete those first. And I'm going to turn off that logo because we don't need it yet. I don't know what way I'm going to format this. But I want to show you the trick. The trick is the important thing. This background image here looks exactly the same the whole way across the horizontal header, right? And I'd like to put that in the background of our header here. Okay, give it a little bit of change. We'll see how the document will start looking completely unique in a few steps. So what I suggest is that you have a look at this. This footer, or this, sorry, header image jumps across like this the whole way, goes across that distance, and it looks the same the whole way. It would be nice to put this background image in our header, okay? But it's like, think about when you're wallpapering your house. If you've got a big wall, you don't want to buy a huge, one massive big piece of wallpaper.